Releasing Preconceptions, the March Intensification in the Collective Lightworker Consciousness. March 13, 2013. The strides, both energetic and physical, being made by the collective of humanity are much larger than is being reported. Whilst your media of course does not yet possess much of an energetic perspective of events occurring on your world at present, in the new paradigm you are all establishing the understanding of energy work makes way for each one of you to perform it as you grow more fully into and begin to realize and understand your roles. There are so many sleepers right now who will be drawn to their natural roles as light workers and energy workers, and so many souls on your world at present who are steeped in unawareness will find enlightenment and with it, an understanding of their abilities and their specific role in your developing new age. Consciousness is indeed rising all throughout your planet at present, and a steady awakening has been built upon for quite a while now. If you look at the condition your Earth is in, you will see that while there is much still needing addressed, discussed and repaired, it is in much better condition than it was some 70 years ago, and the collective vibrations have been largely responsible for this. While you will indeed still see and notice the collective feeding negativity and the lower vibrations that have only continued to hold you back, you can see as well that an incredible and rapid awakening is taking place in the minds and hearts of many who are discovering their roles and realizing that they are infinite and sovereign beings who have incarnated on your world to play those very roles. Each of you will grow into a great understanding about what you personally are meant to do at this time and in the time ahead. Some of you will experience rapidly changing goals and roles, as you find yourselves addressing multiple aspects of the rebuilding of your world and the full and true establishing of the new paradigm. There will be so very much to do to build your new paradigm, and there will be so very much to do once it is established as well. So many facets of your world that run in distorted ways at present will give way for a great reworking, and an ability to restore each part of your world will strengthen exponentially as you collectively convene together and find ways to rebuild your world and make it work for every soul upon it. The will of the people has always been meant to be heard, and the few with influence and power who have suppressed so much of your history and so many of the revelations and technologies that will drastically improve the lifestyle of humanity when given, have had their day in the sun, and as they have attempted to hide themselves right out in the open, their actions have been exposed to the helm and will only continue to be as the will of each one of you increasingly sees it so. Your very desire to see truth and exposure come about, as well as your desire to breed and be a part of the new paradigm, will be magnified in the collective energies, and the influence of your cause, as has been said before, will grow and grow until it is felt by each person, in their own unique ways. We speak of every soul on your world growing into specific roles because of the belief of unaware souls being unable to see the light or find a perspective that is near to those of the awakening Earth public. We ask each of you to let go of judgment, of preconceptions and of former beliefs about any aspect of your reality, including the souls in it, who still seem to be unawakened, for as we and plenty of others have said, the goal for the ascension of your Earth is for every single human to ascend, and in this beginning period, it will be difficult for the unawakened Earth public to do so if the energies of judgment or misconception are brought forth. Higher dimensionality has been experienced by each one of you, in every past life you have had. Even the cabal heads have experienced positivity in their lives, and while the vibrations that have driven them are largely against positivity, everybody has felt and accessed the higher dimensions, and you have all been a part of wonderful communications with spirit even on the surface of your third-dimensional Earth. Do not worry for the fate of others who you feel may not awaken. There is, of course, still the plan for any Earth soul who does not wish to ascend to relocate to another incarnation cycle on another third-dimensional planet, but again, the aim is for every soul on your world to find an equal opportunity to find the realms of the fifth dimension, and to that extent, much will be given and discussed about your ongoing ascension. Ascension will indeed be understood, and your entire Earth will know what ascension is, as increasingly pure states of consciousness are very boldly made known. This natural occurrence will be a result of the collective's energies rising to unprecedented levels, and levels that were not thought of when your dear Earth cried out for assistance so very long ago. You have heard for so very long that you create your realities individually and collectively, and the information that will be offered in the time ahead will certainly speak to those extents. We would like for you to focus on the spiritual and energetic aspects of your reality as much or more than you do physical expectations or happenings, because your growth as a soul is just as important as external matters occurring on your world. When one can find a perfect balance of such things, one will be able to absorb information about both subjects without tipping out of balance in any avenue. Balance has been discussed as the necessity that it is and will continue to be, and in the higher realms balance will not be emphasized as much because it will be natural and employed continually. In the fifth dimension, balance is a very key theme of the lessons you are given, and while many of such lessons will be geared toward working to attain a further higher dimensional balance and harmony that you may be unable to perceive of at present. Compared to what you experience now, the harmony and balance you will feel will simply be heavenly. This is because they will be aspects of a heavenly fifth-dimensional reality that has been highly misinterpreted, and the understandings of the distorted by interests who wanted to keep such knowledge away from a populace they have wanted to keep under mental and emotional shackles. The control of humanity that will be fully exposed as having been ongoing throughout generations and centuries, will lead man to an understanding of how to run your world. What we mean is that because of everything that's been done wrong and purposefully distorted on your world in the way of running it and establishing governing bodies to those extents, you will all learn and discuss amongst yourselves the best ideas and ways to do what those who have pretended to be in your best interests have not been doing. Again, we ask you not to worry about the cabals or their actions because they are and will continue to be a fading voice on a world that is ready to see the light and collectively awaken. Subconsciously, you are all working toward and wishing for the greatest awakening to be found and realized within yourselves, and your vibrations which are veered toward the higher realms more than ever have been undergoing a now intensified phase of their ongoing loosening and refinement process. At the time this communication is being channeled, it is the beginning of the month of March in your year 2013. This message will not be seen until a while after it is given, but we say this now and for the time this communication will be published. You have entered a very pure trough of creation energies, and as usual, we have had a very strong hand in sending these energies on to you. We exist outside of time and as such, know the general time and date this communication is to be published. And we say to the dearest lightworker public absorbing this communication at this time that the already intensified usual symptoms accompanying this ongoing transition will be making themselves known, but you will find yourselves increasingly able to get away from them. The beginning of your month of March initiated you into further purer states of consciousness, and many of you who are reading this now have perhaps found your manifestations coming to you in an even more rapid manner than usual, and as you absorb this communication, we are readying for you and in some cases, sending your way, much purer energies than you have seen all throughout your developing year of 2013. With the changing of the seasons come more increases in energy, and whilst some of you will continue to feel the physical and emotional difficulty accompanying these shifts, we say that you can tap into your natural lighted energies to bring forth positivity and an uplifted perspective in the face of the ongoing earth experience. You can also ask us to send our energies of healing and blessing down for you to absorb, and you can affirm that the blessings being given in the collective lightworker consciousness be sent your way as well. We would like to discuss the collective lightworker consciousness and the infinite benefits tapping into it can provide you. The collective lightworker consciousness is essentially what it suggests. It is a section of the overall collective consciousness of the earth, which contains the collective energies of each awakening and developing lightworker. Souls are entering and exiting this consciousness every day, and when you can consciously or meditatively tap into it and feel its energy and the energies so many lightworkers are giving out at present, which are copied into the collective lightworker consciousness when expressed no matter what they are for, you will find yourselves able to access healing and lighted energies that are sent out from each lightworker, and as such, will be so very pure in structure. harmony and bliss will pervade the emotions and feelings of every soul who begins to tap into the collective Lightworker consciousness, and it is being offered for each of you who are awakening to find and feel in yourselves as a part of your ongoing quest for knowledge and light. Every one of you can telepathically convene with each other upon the planes of your astral imagination, and specifically, you can commune within this portion of your collective consciousness which, of course, is not cut off in the sense of being isolated from the rest of the human consciousness. Indeed, you are all united in spirit with every facet of your earth and your collective, and the collective consciousness of the earth is not limited or localized to humanity. Oh no, your collective consciousness is comprised of every aspect of your earth. The computer many of you are reading this from is feeding its energies into the collective consciousness. The rock you may see outside is feeding its energies into the collective consciousness. Every animal, every plant, every tree. We could go on, and each of these things are tapping into and communicating with your collective consciousness. You all experience localized facets of your collective consciousness, but you are not actually separated from those you perceive yourselves to be because of cultural borders as countries and races. You are all united in the realms of spirit, and the natural spirituality you all feel within subconsciously permeates the minds and hearts of each of you, creating the collective consciousness network that is your earth. Humanity has employed the localized consciousness and the instated barriers formed in your overall collective, and these barriers, which are energetic and mental in nature, will be torn down and dissolved not by us, but by each of you when the harm they have caused upon your collective consciousness is explained. Separation, division and prejudice have no place in the sovereign future you are creating, and those who will initially fight against establishing your new paradigm or enacting the ideals behind it, will find their own ascension in their own time. You souls who are awakening have so very much work to do now, and in the time ahead you will find that your efforts were far worth what you will have established. We will continue to encourage the efforts of each one of you to help the earth rise out of states of consciousness that held her and you all in bondage for far longer than was intended. Darkness has, for the most part, been lifted, and its only fading influence is the one that's being fed by humanity, which, as has been said, is feeding into a disintegrating illusory hologram. The original negative astral beings who have manipulated the minds and hearts of humanity, and of the cabals who have themselves manipulated humanity, are no longer working from a position of negativity and are instead experiencing a self-instated pure form of containment that goes far beyond what many of the cabal heads are experiencing at present. The containment we speak of is on a level so massive that these souls are becoming completely cleansed and purified, and again, a hologram has been built for humanity to feed your negativity into before the initial happenings on your world are brought forth. The formerly negative race, that is the Anunnaki, experienced a similar form of containment, and are now working to diffuse the dark souls more than they have already been diffused. Upon exiting and successfully coming out of their own forms of containment, the aforementioned lower astral beings will also be working for the light and with you all in a way that will let you know they are genuine and positive, rather than misleading. This is because every motive, intent and thought is known in the higher realms, and there can be no lies. Only truth and honesty. If any soul has the idea to mislead, it is automatically known by every facet of the ascended souls existing in their specific octave of consciousness. So you see, positivity and harmony are all commonplace, and no type of negativity can be fed. Just as well, no soul who has grown into the higher realms wishes to find or feed negativity of any manner, and if we find negativity sent to us, we act as the happy transmuters that we and you all are, and change the very structure of such energies. The energetic components of your reality will continue to be made known, as the very explanation of how energy is sent to create your reality will be understood on a widespread level. We have only been able to help so much in regards to the creation of your reality, of course, and have used the vocabulary of our scribe in as strong of an attempt as we could to explain our roles in sending this energy down, as well as the functions of such energy. As we have said before, you dear souls receive this energy through the planetary chakras of Gaia. the energy gates stationed in the atmosphere of dearest Gaia, which many of you light workers are knowingly and unknowingly stationed at for the entirety of your mission at this time, receive the energies creating your reality from the soul of Gaia and from souls within the sun. This energy is sent and beamed through from Gaia's energy gates to you, dear souls, who are given it through your chakras and through distortions and limitations you have built around yourselves and your chakras, to create and experience your reality based on such limitations and what you are able to create through them. We speak of the barriers of limitation that have been established around many because of the importance of transmuting them at this time. The very barriers that are to be fully transmuted as you realize your spiritual nature have kept a great many souls from accessing a deeper or purer understanding of situations playing out in their lives and in the reality around them, and we as well as a plethora of other souls in the higher realms have been working not just on delivering pure energy to your reality, but to help you all to transmute and dissolve those barriers. The result has been an enormously potent collective awakening, and since your year 2013 began, multitudes of groups and light workers have stepped up to the plate and began addressing some of the most difficult issues facing your world. We would like for you to send your blessings to every soul on your world who has stood up in the name of truth and found their influence suppressed, at times brutally. Bradley Manning is a prime example of this, as this soul has personally sacrificed much to bring forth truth that has been suppressed. This soul and so many others need your light and your healing because of the situations and circumstances they find themselves in, and that very lighted and blessing energy you can send them can be felt and benefited from personally as well. Each of you can tap into this light and use it to help repair your world in a myriad of ways. This light is potent indeed, and become more so in every moment as we are also assisting in increasing the purity of reality, creating energies descending down to you, with each descent of this energy upon you. This increasingly pure energy settles upon your consciousness and helps in the continual upgrading and coming online of so many aspects of your DNA that have been looked toward as unimportant for so very long. Indeed, even in the avenue of your science much has been distorted and hidden away from you, and the bulk of mainstream science on your world is used to endorse pure physicality and laugh away or criticize any scientific understanding of metaphysics. It is important for science and spirituality to merge, and in your current time, you are witnessing an ongoing merging of the two that so many influential souls are helping to bring forth, as the understanding of the spirituality of the reality you find yourselves in, and of a plethora of other realities that lay beyond your conscious, physical understanding is garnered. You would continue to be held back if continuing to subscribe to dogmatic religious and scientific beliefs, and the proof of metaphysical realms beyond the conscious understanding of humanity will be provided when one turns within. Your inner searches are so very important to how events manifest on the world stage, and the emotions and mindsets you find yourselves employing in any and every moment help so very strongly to determine events manifesting on your world. For this and many other reasons, we ask you to show encouragement for the condition your world is in and for the condition it is about to be in, and we ask you to radiate out the positivity of your new paradigm so that everyone can latently pick up on it and experience a subconscious benefit that will be reflected in their outer realities. The awakening of each soul is crucial to the manifestation of the events preceding your collective ascension, and there will indeed be fireworks when the initial disclosures and revelations come forth. Abundance will be delivered to every facet of your world, so that everyone can experience the personal well-being they rightly deserve to, and so many light workers will be instrumental in helping to bring the energies through themselves that will support this future and the entrance of as many souls as possible into it. Yes, indeed, you light workers are working on many fronts, and your work has been inspiring to behold from the higher realms. This goes for each one of you, and the roles you have taken on, even if you do not feel in the thick of the action or anything of the sort, are stronger than you could realize, and with each bit of difficulty you experience, you garner a measure of positive and happy energies and vibrations for yourselves that will manifest in the form of small positive happenings in your lives. These positive happenings can be increasingly powerful if properly utilized, as can your positivity in every single moment. while the negativity and difficulty will continue to attempt to creep up and convince you that you are not creating the sovereign future you have been working toward for so very long, we like many others will point out the fact that it is desperately doing so and that its fading influence is just that, and cannot affect you in the strong ways it once did unless you allow it to. In the same vein, if you allow it to, you may find its influence turned up, and this is because of the aforementioned desperation of such negativity to keep its grip upon you, and as well, because everything on your earth at present is heightened as your ascension is in an accelerated phase. Dreamtime astral landscapes will begin to open up for so many of you who will realize you have been creating upon them, and the lessons you will be given in these realms are related to your growth as a soul and your ongoing gaining of awareness pertaining to a number of ongoing happenings in your lives. Those of you who have begun to become open to our presence may receive communications from us or may even be able to meet with us personally, and your guides and aspects of your higher selves that are close to you may appear before you as well, when lucid or not, in your dream time. This is because they and we alike have so very much to teach you, and we wish for you to be able to learn all of the concepts driving your higher dimensional reality so that you can have a proper grasp upon such concepts and exist in such reality accordingly. You have so very much power, so much knowledge and ability to anchor and bring forth states of consciousness that go far beyond the expectations of the physical humanity, and what seems to be a fixed and unchangeable reality will be known and seen as a loosely vibrating and easily changeable reality that is being painted upon and created by each of you experiencing it. You are the creator, experiencing lower realms that you created just as an artist paints on a canvas. For those of you absorbing this who are artists, could you imagine painting your landscape and then jumping into it and experiencing it? Could you imagine creating an easily shapeable yet seemingly physical and concrete reality to experience lessons and grow within, and then literally incarnating onto such a reality to experience it? This is what you have done, dearest brothers and sisters of sorrow, and you have come to find yourselves able to pick up on the frequencies being emitted from the realms of consciousness you have created your current earth experience from. You have pre-created this experience and you are as well creating it now and in every moment. You have created the template of this reality for yourselves to experience and further create within, and now, you exist as a facet of your higher self who is experiencing what you have created, and growing and learning away from your creations so that you can realize greater aspects of yourself as the infinite being you all truly are. We are helping you with this experience, and when you reach the states of consciousness of the fifth dimension, so many of you who are natural healers and uplifters of lower dimensional planets will continue your missions valiantly and will continue to help lower dimensional planets and star systems to evolve. Earth has by far been the most difficult planet for the vast majority of you to incarnate unto and bring into the light, but lo and behold, you have done it with smiles on your faces. As we make our final impressions for this communication and express delight for your increasing levels of consciousness, we say that your experiences will be turned upside down, and the shared joy and bliss you will find when this happens will uplift the entire universe. We say this in a metaphorical and a very real sense, dear souls, because this is the true strength you carry within. Thank you to the Hathors of Earth's solar astral planes. Channeled through Wesanak. Wesanak.com. AquariusParadigm.com